So I'm watching Dáil Éireann at the moment. So if it does randomly come on, forgive me for that. But I just want to talk about what the CMO, Dr. Tony Holohan, has said today in NEFIT. And again, the legislation is just being passed at the moment that have vaccine passports for indoor dining and for pubs and restaurants to sit inside. And obviously they're saying, and there's mixed messages from the government. I'm very confused about it because Dr. Tony Holohan, the government are saying no, they can go, some of them are saying it can go in, some ministers are saying it's okay, they can go in or they can sit outside, and some of them are saying, again, it's up in the air, like God knows who knows the right answer. But Dr. Tony Holohan said not to bring your children to the pub, not even outside or anything, just to keep them at home, lock them in the room, more or less. Well, at least I think he said it was safe enough outside. But I can't quote exactly what he said, but he said definitely not inside. And again, this is the thing I say to Dr. Tony Holohan and NEFIT. Why did we let children go into schools? We let children pack them into schools. In my school, we had 900 who were packed into classrooms. And God forgive some of the teachers. Some of them had fierce anxiety and things like that. And everything turned out to be okay. There was one or two cases maybe of COVID amongst people with the flu at most. But again, there was no need to get a mass panic or anything going on because we conducted ourselves well and everything we done was as we deemed it right. But again, how is it that we're letting two or three children going in, or two or three teenagers going into a bar or Westwood to go in from here? Because again, after you come home from a football match or something like that, maybe you want to go for a drink, not an alcohol drink, but a Lucasade, or watch a football match in the pub with your friends, or in a restaurant with your friends with a few smoothies or whatever. And these children have been basically kicked down the road and said, no, we're not going to let you, we'll just fuck you all. Normal Foley, if I didn't think it was Dr. Tony Hunter, I think it was Normal Foley. But again, for us, that vaccine passport shouldn't be a thing. It's simple as that. Nobody should be discriminated against. And obviously, it's discrimination against the young people too, because they haven't got an opportunity to get the vaccine. They've been discriminated against here too. Because they have been through the most, and as I said from the beginning, I was the first one needed to say it, and I even said it to many county councillors, that the young people will face the most huge pressure compared to older people, because older people are built out of strong material. Younger people, be hard because they go out every Saturday night, to meet up with their friends, and they couldn't do that during lockdown. It took a huge effect on the mental health being isolated. And again, that's something we need to acknowledge, and the young people of Ireland have made huge sacrifices. And we need to acknowledge that. And again, we can't lock our children in the house and pretend that everything's fine. But again, it's a disgrace. It is a disgrace. It's a sad day in Ireland when we have the NEFIT and the Dr. Tony Holohan saying one thing. We have the Dáil ministers saying different things. Saying, basically they can sit outside, they can still go outside or whatever. That's no excuse. And this excuse too from government ministers that older people were locked in their houses and things like that during lockdown. The majority of older people I know, they only go to the pub once a week, and and a lot of the older people I know would rather sit outside. To be totally honest with you, the weather outside, the weather, the fresh air. And then that's what they would rather, but inside. But again, this is the thing, we're discriminating again against people here, and that's the bottom line. We're affecting people's human rights in the movement and accessing goods, which is something that should never be done, and it will be passed. It's overwhelmingly going to be passed. It's not, well, not overwhelmingly, there's good other opposition, thankfully, to it. But again, the government parties have the numbers to do Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael and the Greens. Again, you think some of the Greens will have a bit of backbone, or Fianna Fáil, and vote against the party. But again, if they voted against the party, they'll probably be kicked from the party and get rid of. If it was a private motion, again, if it was a private vote, I say half of Fianna Fáil would vote against, to be totally honest. Only for you can see, again, after the votes are done, I can see who voted against, who voted for, who voted with the government, who voted against. And I say to Fianna Fáil and to any members of Fianna Fáil who care about people's mental health, again, it's about people's mental health too. And it's about human rights above all else. To vote, if any ever bill does come like this again, vote against it. Vote against it, and you'll be a hero at the end of the day. To people for standing up for your constituency and not standing for yourself and for the party, and that's as simple as that. But I say to Dr. Tony Holohan, what does it matter? And why are you getting involved? And that's, to be totally honest, why are you getting involved? First of all, they say some TDs are saying it's fine for children to go in. Again, I don't know myself. I really, really don't know myself. I think they're saying, but again, people who walk, like take for example, if you walk in the bar, like some young people do walk in the bar for a summer job. They can go in for a drink or whatever, and they have to be checked. Like it's beyond ridiculous. It's like looking for a mine in a hedgehog. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack. To be totally honest with you, because nobody knows where the needle is, and everybody's chasing around like a headless chicken, doesn't know what the fuck is going on. And to be totally honest with you, but we all know it's bloody fucking dictatorship in this country. That's all it is. But again, it's like it's fucking like, like it's just convoluted as fuck. It's fucking banana republic style. Like I can't go. I really can't say anything else to this. You're just sitting here and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing sitting here talking about this shit? Because I shouldn't be here at the moment. It should be common sense that using vaccine passports as it gets human rights and it gets it gets humanity. It is really gets humanity using this passports, and especially demonizing people. We're going back to the 1960s America. Is that what we want to do? That's all I'm going to say.